Live from Toledo, 13 Action News starts now.
Hello everybody, Josh Krupp coming to you live on Action News Now with new developments in the murder of Kei'Mani Latigue, the 13-year-old Toledo girl who was allegedly killed at the hands of her father, Darnell Jones. We were following his arraignment in court earlier today and brought you some of those images. We just got new information actually from police and new court filings in this case. Here was Darnell Jones in court this morning. They refiled the criminal complaints that were initially entered in this case for charges of abduction, felonious assault, and murder. In those court documents, police say that Darnell Jones admitted to killing Kei'Mani Latigue and dragging her to a vacant house where he ultimately did murder her. That is according to police in these new court filings. Previously, I'll tell you how this compares to what we knew before. The initial criminal complaint, the initial warrant for his arrest, didn't reveal too much. It just said that Darnell Jones did remove Kei'Mani Latigue from a home without the consent of her guardian after being abducted by the defendant. The victim was found deceased with an apparent fatal injury. This did occur at 1101 Miami in Toledo. The house, of course, is now scheduled for demolition. Not a lot of information in that initial court filing. Police did say, detectives said that surveillance video, telecommunication records, and witness statements were the source of their information. These new court documents that we just got here within the last few moments here lay out a little bit more detail. And some of the details, I will warn, are a little bit disturbing for those of you who might want to tune out now. You've got the basic information. I'll read to you verbatim what some of these court documents say. After having been reported missing, she was found dead in a vacant building at 1101 Miami Street. The coroner's office determined that her death was caused by a large laceration to her neck caused by a bladed instrument. To this point, I don't believe we had a murder weapon described or detailed. Caused by a large laceration to her neck caused by a bladed instrument. The defendant, Darnell Jones, admitted to this police officer that he dragged her involuntarily to the vacant house where he ultimately killed her. That was the criminal complaint detailing the abduction charge. And I'll read you what is also said in the felonious assault complaint, which is the same as the murder complaint. It says, after having been reported missing, she was found dead in a vacant building at 1101 Miami. The Lucas County Coroner's Office determined that her death was caused by a large laceration to her neck caused by a bladed instrument. The defendant, Darnell Jones, admitted to this police officer that he inflicted the wound which caused her death. So he is still entitled to a fair trial by a jury of his peers. We will see what happens moving forward with this case, but it does appear, according to police, saying in these new court filings, that Darnell Jones did admit to officers that not only did he drag her, quote, involuntarily to the vacant house where he ultimately killed her and dragged her there, but also saying that he admitted to inflicting the wound which caused her death. The Lucas County Coroner's Office determined her death was caused by a large laceration to her neck caused by a bladed instrument. That is the new details coming to us from police by way of court documents today about Kei'Mani Latigue's murder and about the Darnell Jones investigation here. You see he's in a wheelchair. Of course, if you've been following this story, you know that he was shot by Columbus police officers after he was on the run, wanted by Toledo police in connection to her disappearance, and then ultimately went to, according to body cam video, and Columbus police went to pull a gun on officers when they approached him, who ended up shooting Darnell Jones. He had been in a hospital in Columbus, was recently transferred out of that hospital to a jail, and he is now back in Lucas County. I want to play for you a little bit of the arraignment this morning, a very quick, basically procedural kind of deal that we see all the time here. We were there. It was not very long, but I'll play for you what the judge ultimately decided in regards to bail for Darnell Jones during that arraignment.
The court's going to set bond on the murder at $2 million. No 10%. It's going to be $1 million on the felonious, $1 million on the abduction, no 10%. no contact with the alleged victim's family, no contact with any minor children, electronic monitoring on the murder if he posts, and defendants to surrender any passport.
That was the bond that was set for him this morning. $2 million on the murder charge, no 10%, $1 million for felonious assault.
Court's going to set bond on the murder.
Also $1 million for the abduction charge. So he's also told not to have any contact with the victim's family. That was what happened at the arraignment this morning. They also mentioned at the arraignment that they were going to be refiling court documents. They have done that. That is what we have been reading to you and describing to you today. We will have much more coming up on Action News at 4, 5, and 6 about today's arraignment, along with all the other news of the day and any new developments between now and then in this developing story as we get them. I'm Josh Krupp. Thank you for watching Action News Now.